even before first reading?
In compliance with Chapter 551, Open Meetings of the Texas Government Code, I call to order a public hearing meeting of the Board of Trustees of the Austin Independent School District for Thursday, October 30th, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. A quorum of the board is physically present at the Austin ISD Central Office to conduct this meeting. This meeting is being broadcast on Cable Channel 22 through Spectrum, Astound Broadband, and on Channel 99 through AT&T Uverse. Closed captioning in English is available on these platforms for individuals who are deaf or hard of hearing. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Next is an opportunity for the public to share comments with the board. This time allows speakers to comment publicly pertaining to the Austin ISD School Financial Integrity Rating for 2025. And tonight we have no one who signed up to speak in person. We have one person who left a recorded message, and we will now play that recorded message for public testimony. So please listen carefully.
This is Marie, a parent. I appreciate that the board is reviewing the financial integrity rating, and I appreciate what it stands for, but I think that the district should be clear about what it does and doesn't do. The financial integrity rating does not assess the district expenditures, such as being over budget on the bond, legal fee expenses, or the size and salaries of HQ against what is reasonable. Please address HQ spending, legal fees and lawsuits, and staffing at HQ. Thank you.
This concludes public testimony. Thank you to our caller. And trustees, are there any questions seeking clarification? Thank you. As a reminder, please feel free to share any general comments or questions with the board by email at trustees@austinisd.org. And next up is a presentation on the Austin ISD School Financial Integrity Rating for 2025. You might know that as the first rating. And Mr. Segura, would you please introduce this?
Absolutely, President Boswell. I'd like to welcome up Katrina Montgomery, our Chief Financial Officer, to take us through the first rating overview presentation.
Hello, excuse me. Hello, President Boswell. And other trustees and our superintendent. So today we're going to go over our first rating, which is our financial integrity rating system of Texas. This is how TEA evaluates the district. So here's a quick overview. The rating system ensures that Texas public schools are held accountable for the quality of their financial management practices. The system is designed to encourage Texas public schools to better manage their financial resources to provide the maximum allocation possible for direct instructional purposes. So we're going to talk about that a lot more in the next few slides. The 24-25 rating is based on financial data from July 2023 through June 2024 school year. So assess areas of measurement. There are 21 indicators that are evaluated, but I'm just going to highlight a few here. Our annual financial report, which is our audit. We're working on that to wrap that up in the next couple of weeks. Looking at debt payments, our terms and compliance, timely payments made to government agencies, and we're going to talk about that one a little bit more in depth. The district's financial solvency, and various other ratios and financial measurements. So on this slide here, you see that a superior achievement is the highest first rating, reflecting strong financial management, accountability, and compliance with state standards. And we went back to 2020-21 through 24-25. You can see we consistently had a superior achievement. And then in 24-25, we went up to a 95. So that was the highest rating we've had in the last 5 years. And so now we're going to go over the indicators, and the ones that I will talk to you about are the ones that changed from 2023-24 through 24-25. So 1, 2, and 3 stayed consistent, and then I'm going to read 4 because this is the one that changed. Did the school district make timely payments to the Texas Retirement System? We did. Texas Workforce Commission? We did. Internal Revenue Service? We did. And governmental agencies. And you could see in 23-24 the rating was passed. In 24-25 you can see the rating is failed. We missed in November of 2023 by 1 day making our sales tax payment. And so since then that has not happened, but that is one of the things that is rated here on the first rating. Items 6 and 7 stayed consistent. 8 was the measure of current assets to current liabilities ratios for the school district sufficient to cover short-term debt. And last year we had 6, and we went up this year to an 8. 11 and 12 was consistent. 13 was the school district's administrative cost ratio equal to or less than the threshold ratio. Last year we had an 8. This year we approved to a 10. 17 through 21 all stayed consistent. So indicator 13 is where we look at our administrative cost ratio, and we want to ensure with this that we're ensuring funds are directed primarily to classrooms. And so to the far left, you see 2019 through 2020, where we were at 0.0823, and the TEA standard is at the top, 0.0855. 2020, 2021, we were above that, but just a little bit. 21, 22, we went higher. 22, 23, we went way over the line. But in 23, 24, you can see that we're below the line. So some of the reductions that we've been making in administrative staff definitely shows that we're moving toward sending more money, or more of our funds are going directly to classrooms. And then also on indicator 13, we look at a peer review. So where are we against our peers? You still have the same TEA standard, which is 0.0855. You have Austin ISD at 0.0835. And then you have some of our peers that are small, that are have lower percentages than we do. You have Arlington, Cypress, but then you also have Dallas ISD, which is way above the TEA standard, as well as Houston is right at the line. So other financial indicators, bond ratings, and financial awards. So this slide just talks to us about where we are. So all of our rating agencies, we have the top ratings for those agencies, whether it's Moody's, Fitch, Kroll, or S&P. And the ASBO, Association of School Business Officials, and the GFOA, the Government Finance Officers Association, have both given us the Certificate of Excellence in Financial Reporting, as well as the Budget Award. So that is the presentation for today. Do you have any questions?
Thank you very much for that, Trustee Hunter.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe I meant 10.
Hold on, I can't see the number. One
Okay.
second.
It's the bar graph. There.
There? Okay.
So we have the 23, so the 23-24 is our 25 rating.
Yes.
So then we will, when will we see what has gone on for 24-25 this past academic year?
24-25, we will see this time next year.
This time next year? Okay,
Yes.
so I didn't understand that it was a whole, very lagging.
Very light.
All right. Hopefully the number will look even better
Yes.
for us, because I know you've been doing a lot of work. So thank you for that. And then the next slide, which is 11. Just out of curiosity, because that is a huge dip. I'm not sure if you have this information on hand or if the superintendent has it. What is the student population of Sci-Fair?
It's over 100,000. It's high. I'm not sure. It's big. I can find it.
Endorse slide also, they're both very good.
Okay, and so I just was wondering if there's any learning to be had or any wisdom to gather, maybe a partner share. I don't know how that happens.
118? 118,000.
118,000. And I believe they also, is this the school district with no Fs, no Ds? I can't remember exactly, so I don't want to put you on the spot for that, but I'm just wondering how they're managing to, because I don't know anything about their demographics. I just haven't looked, I can Google it, I'm sure. But if there's just anything that we can learn from someone who seems to be doing.
So their demographics are not ours.
Okay.
That's for sure.
This is what I'm, yeah, I got you. So this is just what I was wondering.
Yeah, I can certainly happy to supplement this document with either total student population or demographic percentages and breakdowns. These are very different school districts. They're very different. Cypress is not a urban school district, is the first thing I would say. Dallas, Houston, and Austin are, at least classified as urban, but we can share that information.
No, I don't want you to do any more extra work. I was just wondering for my own learning, and I think it's part of the conversations that I'm having with people. When you have a bigger lift, it's harder, it takes more, and I think that's something maybe we haven't communicated well to our community, that it's not the same. So you can look at this numbers on a chart, but understand that the work that's going on is not these blue boxes. It's much bigger, and it costs money. It just does. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? So I just want to express gratitude for that administrative cost ratio. I know we saw it spike when we were working to look a little more like Dallas in the way we ran things, and I think we see that disparity in the chart when we look at our peer or other Texas districts, and I know since then we have been working really hard to pull it down, and I think it's important to note that the number we're seeing is 2 budget cycles ago. So we have 2 additional years currently that we have continued to kind of move in a more classroom-focused direction, and I think as our resources get tighter, I really appreciate that work. I know a lot has gone into it, and I know that's a very specific ask that I and some of the other trustees have had. And I do appreciate Trustee Hunter's question about Northside and Cy-Fair, and Northside does look more like us than Cy-Fair does, bigger, but has some diversity. That's where I'm from originally, and yes, I'm a Northside ISD graduate. And I did pull their org charts, and they're much flatter at the top. They have fewer layers at the top. So I would really love to learn from them as we start building our budget for the next year. We know that we're going to have to make some more cuts, and I would continue to kind of look at and learn from what they've done and see if there's anything worth borrowing. I know there are lots of ways to model, but that's just a question I have as we look at our next budget. Thank you.
So one thing I would offer that we need to understand more about it. I know these school districts, each one has a different story, a different place that they're kind of in, and I'm not going to talk about any one of them specifically, but I would say that there's an understanding I think needs to be shared before we begin to make direct comparisons.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if it were a few points different, but if they're doing it with that much of a difference, maybe we can continue moving in that direction. It's really not to copy, but to understand that there are lots of ways to do it. So thank you.
I also, the coding matters. I just be really, really clear when you're of a certain size and you code centrally, even though you distribute across our campuses. Like an example of this might be instructional coaches. So we code those centrally because we want the autonomy to be able to distribute them as needed. Where if I code to the campus, then that's going to show up on the other side. So there's just a lot that kind of goes into the way this breaks down. So I just want to learn more before I offer a direct comparison.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Any other questions? All right. Thank you, and thank you, Ms. Montgomery, for the work and the presentation, and really glad to see that remaining so strong and so high. I know in a time when we're really stretching every dollar as far as it can go, it's really nice to see that measure, that we are considered financially sound, even as we're really working to remain that way in a really challenging time. And I know you're doing a lot of work to make that happen. I know you're doing a lot of work to make that happen, and thank you both. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we will adjourn our public hearing, take a short break, and then return to open our regular voting meeting. Secretary Gonzalez, do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Thank you. This meeting is adjourned at 5:44 p.m.